Years ago, I used to work for the civil service in the UK government department, and we did some training years and years ago when I first joined the civil service, and it was like secular training, it wasn't Christian training, but there was one particular piece of training I remembered, and I've since then I've seen it used in one or two Christian contexts. But basically it was saying that there's a sort of a circle of learning that we go through, and we start in terms of any skill that we have in a stage of unconscious incompetence. So if someone asks you to, I don't know, preach for the first time, you're unconsciously incompetent. In other words, you don't know how bad you're going to be because you've got no experience of it, but it's not something you developed a high skill about because it's never done it before. When we then start to do the new activity, perhaps preach for the first time, we become consciously incompetent. So we realize, no, I'm really not doing this very well. It's harder than I thought it was going to be. However, if we keep pursuing it, we get lots of opportunities. People persevere with us. They don't write us off because we had a bad first attempt. They just say, no, learn from this, to see if we can improve, etc., etc. We learn our craft. We learn how to articulate well, how to pace ourselves, how to prepare a message, how to research, how to use illustrations. We just give ourselves to it. And then the third stage then is we become consciously competent. So we actually think to ourselves, after we've been doing something for a while, no, I'm actually getting better at this and I feel I can do reasonably well. And then the fourth stage is when you've been doing something so long that it's just second nature to you. It's intuitive, and that's unconsciously competent. So someone might say to you, how did you do that? That was so good. And you might say, well, to be honest, I don't know. I just do it without thinking. Now, that's the stage there's 4 stages we all go through in any activity we learn how to do. In any spiritual gift, that's how we develop our use of that gift, things that God has gifted us to do. The key for everyone in the Christian life is not to stop at unconscious competence and think, right, now I know how to do a few things, I'll stop there. But it's to deliberately move back to unconscious incompetence so that we take on the next challenge that God gives us. We engage in a new activity. We take on a new pioneering adventure. We, if you like, move to the edge of our experience rather than staying in the safe middle. And the more that we do that, the more God can grow us, develop us. It takes risks. It means we have to go back to feeling, I've got no idea what I'm doing. And then when we do it, it doesn't go very well. And we think, man, I'm worse than I thought I was going to be. We have to keep doing that if we're ever going to become fully fruitful for the Lord. And it takes bravery, it takes courage, it takes risk, it takes faith to step out of our familiar places that we've become unconsciously competent in and go right back to that early stage of unconscious incompetence, and then to go to the stage of conscious incompetence, which is very humbling. To think, oh, I'm not very good at this, but then to press on. God, that's how God trains us. He doesn't make us the ready-made product at the beginning. We have to go through learning processes. That's what discipleship is all about.